I got excited when I heard this news, and you'll see why in just a second. For those of you who don't know who Evan Stewart is, 5-star wide receiver. He was in that legendary recruiting class for Jimbo Fisher and A&M, and he's been balling out for A&M. And guess what? I think the main reason Evan Stewart is going to leave is because he is sick and tired of not having stability at the quarterback position. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Thanksgiving. Always love this time of the year because you got all the sports going on. You got NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball. If you're a sports fan, best time of year. And also, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just awesome. There's something about walking outside my house in the morning and feeling that cool and crisp 40 to 50 degree air. I love this time of the year, and it goes without being said, I'm extremely grateful for each and every single one of you in our college football community. I hope you guys are enjoying your Thanksgiving, not arguing with the family too much over politics, and also I hope you're dominating in the turkey bowl outside. I mean, come on, man, is it really Thanksgiving if you're not playing all-time quarterback with your cousins and family outside? I don't think so. And right when you're watching this video, I'm more than likely rushing for my 9th touchdown like I'm 2012 Johnny Manziel. Although they're going to ask me to play all-time quarterback, because come on now, you know your boy Matt can sling that thing, I'm going to try to sneak in some reps at wide receiver. If you know, you know. My inner White Randy, it might come out, and I'll leave it at that. They didn't call me White Randy in 7th grade middle school PE class for no reason. But it looks like I'm playing all-time quarterback, and if I had to predict my stat line, it's going to look something like this. Probably going to go something like 30 for 62, about a 48 completion percentage. 11 touchdowns. They're going to pull me out in the third quarter with probably 6 interceptions. But that is besides the point. Let's lock in. Let's get down to business. Let's get serious and talk about this crazy developing story. In today's video, we got not one, not two, but 3 topics to go over. We got not one, not two, but 3 topics to go over, including Texas A&M's 5-star wide receiver, Evan Stewart, is potentially, and it's being rumored, that he's going to be leaving A&M to go to another SEC school. That's big because I think Evan Stewart is one of the best wide receivers in the SEC currently. To go along with that, we got some not so good news about Shedeur Sanders. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at some of these comments on the previous videos because, well, I said we'd do that in a future video. Here we are. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Where shall we start on? You know what? Let's check out some of these comments. I'm only going to read off a couple. On the Iron Bowl preview video last night, Lovebug stated, and I believe his actual profile name is Robert, said, I'm stuck on a boat working for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Remember who we're being thankful to and why. Not necessarily a football comment, but did want to bring that up. I hate that you're having to work on a boat for Thanksgiving, man, but hopefully you can enjoy it somewhat. The next couple of comments we're going to look at, and I haven't even looked at this comment section, is on the video I made about the chaotic college football playoff scenario that could happen, in which we just talked about the potential upsets and who would get in this scenario and blah, 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 blah. Well, Kevin stated there's no way a 13-0 FSU gets left out. The committee can't and won't do that. And to Kevin's point here, like I've already stated, I agree. I'm a humble Georgia fan. I know that in any game we could lose. I'm grateful for the last three good seasons we have had. I'm proud of my dogs no matter how this goes. Just remember one thing. Jalen Milroe is not Bryce Young, and we are not afraid. What about that? Hey, I like that comment. Wait a minute. What is this for my man Donovan? Thank God Matt doesn't do the official college football playoff rank. What do you mean? Dude, no. I have the best college football rankings. What? My rankings are the most logical rankings out of everybody's. Because you know what I strive to do? I strive to get the 4 best teams, not the 4 most deserving teams. And whether you like this or not, it is cold, hard facts. A Florida State team with their backup quarterback, even if they win out, isn't one of the 4 best teams. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be there because they do deserve to be there, but that's not my mission. And it shouldn't be the mission of the college football playoff because they've stated numerous times their goal, quote unquote, is to get the 4 best teams, but they don't abide by those laws. That's crazy, man. Y'all really think my rankings are that bad? We'll read off one more comment here. This one's got about 20-something likes. TCU deserved to get in over 10-2 Bama last year, Matt, for sure. You can't lose to a 10-4 LSU and an 11-2 Tennessee team and still get into the CFP. TCU beat Michigan, who everybody thought would smack them. Bama fans are like Patriots fans, and they think they should get in no matter what every year. Hashtag Matt be biased as F. To Wicked Broncos Productions, the person who wrote this comment. You're not saying anything I haven't stated before on the channel. I've said it at least 50 times. You can go back and watch the videos, even my live reaction to TCU getting into the playoff. And I said this in the video you're commenting on. TCU, yes, They deserve to be in over Bama. I stated it. I don't even know what this comment is because you're saying what I said. Maybe you misheard me or didn't pay attention, but I'll say it one more time to make this clear. I believe last year Alabama was a better team than TCU, and so does everybody else. If you had to bet your house last year, not off of this year's team, but last year's team, Alabama versus TCU, you're picking Alabama. But, and I had an extremely big but, TCU, yes, wasn't even close. Wasn't even up for debate. They deserve to be in the playoff over Bama. They won their games in Alabama. They could have won the big-time games. So, no, Alabama didn't deserve to be in last year. So, yet again, to divert back to this comment here, you're not saying anything I haven't said before. And this isn't the main focal point of this video, but I'll say this one last thing and we'll get a move on. I'm going to remind some of y'all, Alabama, yeah, they lost to Texas this year, but let's not even try to act like for a second Texas isn't a really good team. If Alabama lost to an unranked team, I'd get it. But the fact Alabama had the freaking kahunas to play Texas, unlike Oregon and all these other teams playing cupcakes in week 2, yeah, that should also count for something. Whatever, man. If I start talking about this college football playoff stuff, we'd be up here for 35 minutes. I need to get a move on. And you know what? We'll just end it off there because I can feel a rant and tangent coming. Moving along here to our second topic, really only going to talk about this for 15 seconds. So I'm sure some of you may have or may not have heard the news about Shedeur Sanders, but it doesn't look like he has a great shot of playing Saturday. At least that is according to Coach Prime because he stated that Shedeur is not feeling well right now and it's a day-by-day situation. Now here was my biggest question. What does he mean by he's not feeling well right now? Is this an illness or is this an injury? If it's not an illness, I know exactly what this is. There's no point of Shedeur Sanders playing in a meaningless last regular season game in which the offensive line is not going to block and he may get injured. If I was Shedeur Sanders, there's no way I'd play in this game. I'd sit it out. You gain nothing from playing in this game. Nothing. And especially if you're nipped up a little bit, yeah, I'd just sit this one out. Did want to give you a brief update on that. But now finally, moving on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with Evan Stewart? I got excited when I heard this news, and you'll see why in just a second. For those of you who don't know who Evan Stewart is, 5-star wide receiver. He was in that legendary recruiting class for Jimbo Fisher and A&M, and he's been balling out for A&M. If you don't know who he is, I'll pull up his stats, and I'm kind of curious myself. I wonder what his stats are looking like. Oh, wow, his numbers are way lower than I originally thought. Well, actually, you know what? That makes sense because they've been having some quarterback issues this year. Anyways, continuing along here, a recruiting analyst for On3 that goes by the name of Gary Hamilton, he has broken the news that Evan Stewart is a quote-unquote strong candidate to enter the transfer portal. This is a really big deal, and as where it stands right now, Alabama is the leading candidate. For those of you who don't know, Alabama was in the mix when he was making his original decision before he went to A&M. Everybody that's reported on this, they've all stated the same thing. Yep, Alabama's number one, first destination. But some other teams to pay attention to are teams like Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, and I've also seen Oklahoma State in there. My original thought when I first heard this was like, man, this would be a match made in heaven if he went to Alabama. Because think about it, Alabama's going to lose, I believe, yeah, Jermaine Burton, this has got to be his last year, right? And even if Alabama doesn't lose Jermaine Burton, Evan Stewart would start from the jump. And guess what? I think the main reason Evan Stewart is going to leave is because he is sick and tired of not having stability at the quarterback position. And he could easily be putting up 1,200 receiving yards per year if he just had a decent quarterback. And I'm not trying to put all the blame on the A&M quarterbacks. A large reason for his lack of success is because of all the injuries to the quarterback position there. And it's been hard for him, and I'd say it's also been extremely frustrating. Because right when you get in the groove and you start clicking with one quarterback, you got to get used to a new one. It just hasn't been good, and I think he's ready to go elsewhere. It's not a good fit. And the reason why I say it's a match made in heaven if he goes to Alabama is because, remember, Jalen Milroe, he's coming back next year. And Jalen Milroe loves throwing the deep ball, so this could be a scary tandem. And like I already stated, Alabama was recruiting him heavy before he went to A&M. To go along with that, another team that makes a lot of sense to me the more I thought about it is Texas. Remember the news that came out about a week or two ago? Quinn Ewers, he's going to be coming back. Same situation there for Evan Stewart. He'll have stability at the quarterback position. And also remember, Texas has Georgia's former wide receiver, A.D. Mitchell, and he's been balling out, so I think Evan Stewart, he's taking notice of that. I don't want to say I don't understand the Ohio State one because I do, but I don't think he'll go there. I also don't see the Oregon one because they're losing Bo Nix next year. I think if he goes anywhere, it's Alabama or Texas, and I'd say Alabama's the front runner. The Alabama one makes so much sense to me, and hey, we could use an extra wide receiver or two, and to be honest, I think Evan Stewart's just tired of losing. It's not even about money. He wants to win. And to Evan Stewart, here's my pitch to you. If you want to win, you can go to Bama. It's as simple as that. I can't promise you we're going to win a national championship next year, but I can promise you this. we're going to do better than what's A&M currently, 6-5. We'll do better than that, buddy, for sure. Keep your eyes on Evan Stewart. I think a lot of teams are going to go after him. Let me know your thoughts down below. But